Hi guys, this is Misty with How Creative Life. Today I'm going to show you how I make my lasagna. And when I do it, I make multiple lasagnas to put in the freezer. I start with starting the sauce. And I chop up 1 rib of celery, half a large carrot. And then throughout the entire lasagna, there's basically 1 whole bulb of garlic. I don't do all of it at this point just yet. I do about half of it. So, this little red sleeve you see me putting garlic cloves in and rubbing it, it is a garlic peeler. You can get it on Amazon. I'll leave it below. I am not an affiliate. I don't get any money from that. I found it from Living Traditions Homestead. She used it. I went and bought it on her affiliate link. It's awesome. But I don't have an affiliate link. So, I minced up the garlic. And fairly roughly, I mean, nothing chopped extremely fine. And I will take care of that in a minute. Add garlic, or add the carrots and the celery to the sauce. Because it adds different layers of flavors. The carrots add an extra sweetness. The celery adds another flavor. I don't know how to describe that. So I chopped up an onion. And now I'm adding 5 mushrooms. And because these are a little bit older mushrooms, I went ahead and pulled the stems out of them just because. Like I've said in the other videos, there are a couple of things I add into a lot of things. Mushrooms add into a lot of stuff because it's good for thyroid health. And we have thyroid problems. I also add turmeric, which you will see in just a second. When I start seasoning the sauce itself. Okay, I only salt this once. Only add oil to it a second time. I don't know why it looked like that in this video, but it did. And so apparently it loops 3 times. Okay, when it's all cooked and the onions and the celery and carrots are a little bit translucent and cooked, sauteed, I turn the fire off of them and I put them into my food processor. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to process them. Not completely puree them or anything, but I just hit it a couple of times to pulse to get it all chopped up. Just so that there's no big chunks. Because we have people in our family that gripe and complain. So I'm going to whirl them in the food processor. Y'all, I didn't see, when I'm cooking and stuff, all that steam doesn't appear. It only appeared in the camera. Oh, to make it pulse down a little bit better, I'm adding a little bit of Moscato. You can use whatever you want, whatever wine you want. I choose Moscato because that's just about the only wine I drink. And I don't drink it very often. So, I set all that aside. And I'm using a number 10 can of tomato sauce. Industrial can. And yes, I use a butter knife to cut it off because I never can get it cut right. And then I'm using 4 normal size, like 16-ounce cans, I think. Yes, I'm making a ton of sauce. Like I said, I end up making the equivalent of 3 lasagnas today. So, I found a number 10 can and 4 16-ounce cans of tomato sauce. The perfect amount for 3 lasagnas. So, I start off with Italian seasoning. I already added the stuff from the food processor. And I use parsley. And I will put estimated amounts down below in the recipe. But it's estimated because I cook by sight and smell. I'm putting just a tiny bit, well, that's a little bit more than tiny, of turmeric. Turmeric is anti-inflammatory. Do some red pepper flakes and some basil. I showed basil and then I did red pepper flakes. Video issue. Then some oregano. And even though I put fresh garlic and fresh onion in it, I am still using garlic powder and onion powder. They have different taste than the fresh stuff. Just a slightly different taste. So I use it too. And some more Moscato. I swear, I use liquor, wine, spirits, liquor, more to cook with than I ever drink. Some salt and some pepper. And I add a little bit of sugar in to cut the acid of the tomato sauce. It helps. And it was what I was taught when we lived in Germany by the girl that was stationed in Italy and learned to cook it that way. So even though it cuts, I let the sauce simmer for 4 to 6 hours, sometimes longer. Sometimes I'll put it in the crock pot and let it do it overnight because the crock pot doesn't scorch it. On the stove, you can scorch it. Anyways, so now I'm browning hamburger meat. And here comes the rest of that garlic. Yes, you'll notice I actually each step through making this lasagna. There's seasoning or sets of seasonings that you see in each step. The hamburger meat, you'll see salt and pepper, Italian seasoning, and you'll see garlic. You see it in the sauce, and then also when I make the cheese mixture, I use some garlic powder. I use some of that too, but the Italian seasoning, some garlic powder, and some parsley. If you season it every step, then you don't hit a bland spot. That's the last thing you want, it's a bland spot in your food. I don't have that fancy little tool that some of the YouTubers have that help. So I just chop it up with the spatula. I don't have a lot of room in my kitchen, so I have a lot of unitaskers. So I just use the spatula. And I happen to absolutely love these spatulas. I don't know what she calls them. They're from Pioneer Woman. I'm not affiliated with her either, but I love these straightish kind of spatulas. Not like pancake turners. So I am draining my meat on several layers of paper towels on a plate to get the excess grease off, because you don't want your greasy. So do this in the plate that it's on. It's actually a mounting. It looks like a paper plate. Looks like the paper plate, but it is a mounting. This is our barbecue servingware. We do enjoy having barbecues several times a year, and I don't like paper plates. So I have these. I don't have enough, but I have them. So I stir the meat and stuff into the sauce and let it simmer some more. Wipe off the counter just a bit. Get ready for the next step, which the ingredients for the cheese layer. Meanwhile, sauce is still simmering. And yes, I'm listening to Audible. That is why you're getting a voiceover. And I'm not talking to you as I do it. That and it's spring break and kids, you know? So I used the whole thing of ricotta. Ricotta. I call it ricotta. But I've watched on the, what's her name on Food Network? She calls it ricotta. I'm also using cottage cheese because I can't afford to use that much ricotta. So this is halfway between authentic Italian. There's the Italian seasoning again. This is halfway between completely authentic lasagna, Italian lasagna. That's the parsley. And broke person lasagna. So I'm using the Kraft Parmesan cheese. Yeah. And then I realized my bowl's not big enough. See? So, boop, I got a bigger one. I have a bigger bowl, and it'll actually work for me. I love this bowl. Absolutely love it. It's one I use the most. So, I just mix this up really well. Like I said, I put some Italian seasoning in it. I put some Parmesan. I put some parsley in it. And then I have mozzarella cheese. This is shredded mozzarella cheese. You saw this when I did the Sam's haul, my yearly Sam's haul. We froze it. We bagged it up and froze it. And I thought I had some in the fridge. I didn't. So I am breaking frozen cheese into chunks. Because I realized way too late. Yeah. So. In the cheese mixture, I end up putting about a half a pound-ish. Yeah, on all my measurements, everything says it's a poundish. So we're going to say this is half a poundish. And stir that in really good. And then we're going to add in some eggs. Cackleberries. Yardbird seeds. 3 of them. One-handed. These aren't from my chickens because I just now broke my chickens from eating the eggs again. I'm still working on it. Them heifers out there, they eat my eggs. So if y'all have hints on how to keep that from happening besides just be there as soon as it shoots out, to get the egg, feel free to leave me comments because this is driving me crazy. Okay, so I got all that mixture done. I set it in the fridge to chill and blend flavors. Now I'm preparing the other ingredients that I put in my layers. I put 2 zucchinis, so I actually peel these for this. Usually I don't when I cook zucchinis, but for this I am. So in that bucket is my kitchen scraps that I feed the chickens to cut down on chicken feed. So this is actually the second bucket that went out today. Earlier, they had carrots and celery and they had carrots from last night and some celery because Sophie likes to use it. Her afternoon snack, she likes to do it ants on the log. So I had celery tops and carrots from last night and then everything I've used today. Now they've got celery tops in there again because she's had more ants on the log. If you don't know what ants on the log is, leave me a comment and I'll do a video with her how to make it. I think I might do that anyways. Because it's yum and healthy. So I'm using my mandolin. If you have a mandolin, be very, very careful. Use the little cowboy hat looking thingy to keep your hands from getting cut, because Matthew cut the very tip of his finger off. Not enough that it's just the tip of his finger scarf. That's all. Anyways, this way you can cut them in absolutely uniform slices. All the same thickness. Okay, so now I'm using spinach, and I'm using a lot of spinach because I put it between all the layers. And this is another one of those ingredients that I add to a lot of things because I am chronically anemic, and after all this mess with my health of the past year and having to have a blood transfusion and everything else, I realized I'm big and I needed that for the spinach, so I put the other in a smaller bowl. So I've always eaten a lot of spinach that I've been eating extra spinach because spinach actually does increase your iron levels in your blood. It's very good for you. So I eat a lot of spinach. Yeah. If y'all like, a lot of spinach. Matter of fact, I think over the weekend I'm going to be making gyros. Okay, so everything's cooked, everything's ready to go. So to build the lasagna, I put a couple of ladles full, depending on the pan size, in the bottom of the pan of sauce. And then I buy no oven ready, but I do this if it's not even oven ready. I don't like boiling them first because I have always torn them and it's made a mess. So I just put the noodles down dry. I sprinkled over some cut up spinach and I do some sauce. Then I'm going to put the cheese layer in. And like I said, I'm going to make it fairly thick because that's the good part. And I spread it out so it's fairly uniform. And then I'm adding the zucchini. Now, if you don't like spinach or you don't like zucchini, you can add one or the other or not add either one of them. You could brown some more cook more hamburger meat and put that in. You could not. You can have it just a cheese. You can, if you're low carb, you can slice the zucchini really really thin and use them as noodles instead of using regular noodles. Put some more cheese, more sauce, more cheese. I need to oil the seat. I put the top layer of noodles and then sauce. And I am, it is thick. And then I'm going to put the cheese on the top. And this one's done after the cheese. Now when I go to cook it, 350 for 35 minutes to an hour. Or in this case, since it's fresh, it'd be 35 minutes to about 45 minutes. Out of the freezer, it is 45 minutes to an hour after it's thawed. So here's our family's freezer thing. This is the one I'm going to put in the freezer. I also made 2 loaf pan sizes to take to a couple of people. In the same process, sauce, noodles, sauce, spinach, cheese, zucchini, sauce, noodles. And I do sauce before the noodles and after the noodles because it makes the noodles cook a little bit better. And I put these a little too thick for me as I had. That's okay. Not in the least. More spinach, more sauce, more noodles. So the 2 loaf pans equal approximately one of these. So 3 lasagnas. And a lasagna for my family of 5 for 2 meals. So the people I'm giving the loaf pans to, I imagine it's 2 for them. At least. Maybe 3. For me, it'd probably be 4. But and then this is the last of my cheese. I don't know if you can see it. I am scraping it with a scraper to get the last of the cheese out. Because that's the best, in my opinion, that's the best part. The sauce and the cheese. I can do without the noodles. Actually, me and Ethan prefer if I use zucchini noodles. Everybody else likes the carbs. Yeah. You can also do a really delicious one, but it's not low carb, with bechamel. A white one, do the zucchini noodles, and you do a white sauce or an Alfredo sauce. I typically use Alfredo sauce. And more spinach, zucchini as the noodles. It's not a low fat, but it is definitely warm. It's good. But I do that every once in a while. So. So last of my cheese, I ended up using 2 bags, which would have the Ziploc bags, which I labeled a pound-ish for over all 3 of them. So, I'm wrapping this one up with aluminum foil, and I use the extra wide, and I'm wrapping it all the way around. And this is a heavy sucker. But you see, I go all the way around. And I crimp the sides. And right on this edge, I made a little bit of boo-boo. So I'll cover that with another piece of foil. And then after that, I label it And then I cover the whole thing with a couple of layers of plastic wrap, which I hate. That's another reason this is a voiceover. Because me and plastic wrap don't get along. But I didn't video that because me and plastic wrap don't get along. And I labeled it. The name of what it is. The date. To thaw it out first, overnight. And how to bake it. And that is a meal that I don't have to do prep work on. I can just get it out. It's a completely home-cooked meal. But all I have to do when it's time to eat it is pull it out of the freezer over the night before. You can leave it sitting in the fridge. Throw it in the oven an hour before you want to eat, and then eat. Okay, these are the loaf pans, and they came with their own tops, so. I labeled it, again, lasagna. These aren't planned to be frozen, so do it plain. Lasagna. 350 degrees. 35 minutes to an hour. Or 35 minutes, 45 minutes. At 350 degrees. And one has already gone out the door. The next one will follow. So, if you like, remember the recipe's down below. To the best of my ability to get it to you. If you like what you see, please hit the like button. Follow. Share it with your friends. It helps us get out there so that more people see our stuff. If you follow, hit the bell so you're notified of when we have new videos out. I try to do every Wednesday and Saturday. I can't promise I can keep that up. And this Saturday, our family is going to be at Ren Fair in Venta, Oklahoma, northeast of Tulsa, for Queen's Ferry. I am a vendor there. I'm selling stick ponies. Y'all come see me. If y'all are around, y'all come out, say hi, enjoy the Ren Fair. It is going to be a blast. So, y'all have a great day. Hope you enjoyed the lasagna. Be blessed. Bye.